3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome to the very first. I'm going to call this the TVR Podcast for now. TVR Podcast. Might change the name later on, but I'm just going to keep it as this for now.
Yeah, it's hot.
All right. I am Reese from TVR Zorro.
I'm Adam from Adam. Ooh.
I'm David from BlindEuphoria.
All right. So, since this is the first podcast, the first episode.
Making history right here.
Huh?
Making history right here.
Oh, yeah.
Hot history.
We're going to change the world with this podcast. This will be Trump's favorite podcast to listen to.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, let's start with some introduction, since I'm assuming that people who watch at least my stuff, you guys are.
Okay.
But
So,
I guess. Huh?
Sure. I can go first. All right. Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Reese, like the candy. Except it's spelled like RHYS, and it's just weird. But yeah, it's like a Dutch spelling, I think. But yeah, I was born on 9/11. It's like my most featureable quality. I was born on a really bad day. and it's funny because it's my birthday. Like, I come home from school and then I see American flags everywhere. And it's just like, oh yeah, it's that day. But anyway, I started this channel back in 2013. It was a bunch of gaming crap. My name used to be TVR Gaming. And I quit that mid-2016. And I switched to Sora Promotion.
Which I joined.
Yes, he did. Blind over here, he joined. And I had that running for a good year and a half, I think. There was like a ton of like small people that joined on, and it made me happy.
Yeah.
And yeah, due to like personal reasons, which I'm not gonna say, I kind of had to quit that. And also because I wasn't really feeling it anymore. Like, I was just kind of like bored of it.
Mm-hmm.
And people weren't even like submitting anymore. Like, there was like a whole like month gap where no one submitted, and it was like, what the heck? And part of that's probably me, because I had like 4 releases a week. I think 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's my fault for managing that. But yeah, I quit that and I just started the TVR name again. And, I started that since beginning of last year. And I started doing rankings, and here we are. That's about it.
And then your own music.
Huh?
And with your own music, right?
Yeah. I do my own music. I've done that since like 2015, 2016. Like, as far as history goes, my first song is 2016. This audio screwing me up. But yeah.
Cool. So, okay. So I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
Well, my name is David. Probably most generic name on the planet. That's all right.
I'd put that with
I
Joe.
yeah. I was born in I'm born on January 3rd, 2004, so 15. Um, I started producing music in early 2016 under the alias Reborn, which is that's ancient history now. uh, yeah, so I started out on a website um, called Soundation, and I started for free on there, and that's where I didn't really like produce original music. Like I started with like loops and stuff to kind of learn how to structure songs, and then once I got good at that, then I started making my own original stuff. Was on there for about a year and a half, and then I switched to FL Studio as my main DAW, digital audio workstation.
Mhm.
Um, I joined Zoro Promotions in early 2017. That's
Ayo.
how I got introduced to Reese.
Mm.
Um, and it was good while it lasted. I definitely promoted the heck out of it, and it caused a bunch of people to join it.
Yeah, I appreciate you for that, though.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. I mean, yeah, it was a good little community. It was sad to see it end, but it was completely understandable.
Yeah.
Um, so like,
Like even
so
today, I still kind of think about starting it back up again, but I don't know.
that'd be hot. Yeah, but so the Reborn alias lasted for about 3 years. I ended the project last month, and I changed my alias to BlindEuphoria, which represents a style and the change in my music. So like with the Reborn aliases, mainly I just produce, just natural EDM, just whatever subgenre fit into that. And with the BlindEuphoria alias, I'm mainly focusing on post EDM, which kind of combines more recorded live instruments with it, because I feel like it has a very powerful emotional connection with people. And, that's what I want. I want my music to reach out to people. So, yeah, that's me.
Right. Sick.
All right.
Well,
Let's see here.
I'm Adam, and unlike you two, I'm from Canada. So if anyone out there is from Canada, shout out to them. But my birthday's coming up, end of the month, so I'll be 18 at that point. So pretty
Nice.
excited about that.
Happy early birthday.
Thanks. Anyways, in terms of like music background, whatever, I think I found Monstercat in 2016. Don't quote me on that, but it was the first song that I remember being released was no, it's 2017, I guess, early 2017, when World released Everything.
Yeah.
That was my very first song. So immediately I loved it, and so I stuck around, and this is where I am now. Producing wise, I do have FL Studio, messed around with it, but I've never actually tried and made anything official.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Okay.
in the future, you never know, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it about me.
Cool.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So we have interesting backgrounds. All right. So how about let's talk about the recent releases
All right.
on Monstercat, starting with AU5's new song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. What do you guys think of it?
Well, when I first listened to it, automatically get, that nostalgic AU5 feel to it, like his sound hasn't really changed. And I think that's cool because, whenever you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, that's AU5,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
can
true.
automatically recognize that's him just because he has that unique sound with him. So I'm glad that it hasn't changed. But you can hear definitely like he's kind of kept up with the times. It's not like what he used to produce back then. He's kind of
Right.
being more trying to diversify himself, but still maintaining that same sound. I definitely thought that the structure of the song, is all right. The drop, I thought it was very unique. It was very odd. Like I didn't expect the chord pattern at all. Like it was very I don't know what the right word for it is. I don't know. It's just different, and I really like different. I like hearing something that I haven't heard before. You know, I thought the vocal performance from Danica was amazing. I thought it was decent for what it was. Overall, I think it was a pretty well done, pretty good produced track. So
I have to agree 100% everything you said. Um, and anyways, I'm a huge fan of the genre and AU5 in general, pretty much. And if you've ever seen any of his videos that he makes, he like the amount of knowledge that he has about music production is absolutely insane.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, first time I heard this song, I was immediately hooked. And yeah, as you were saying, the drop was different, and that's kind of what brings me back, I'd say, to it, because in a lot of Complextro, you don't get that kind of feel, and that's kind of why I think it's on Instinct instead of maybe being on Uncaged. Because if you look at, I don't know, other Complextro like Nitro Fun or Stone Bank or whatever, they have their own style, but I think AU5 with his kind of half heavy, half light approach made it work really well.
Okay. I liked it. I was honestly expecting something along the lines of like maybe like The Journey, like when he released last year.
Right.
Because I first heard it on the Call of the Wild podcast,
Mhm.
and I was listening, and I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. I can definitely see this like on Caged.
Mhm.
But it ended up being on Instinct, which I don't know, it befuddled me, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, the song itself, I really enjoy it. I think
Yeah.
it's just my personal thing. I honestly think it's probably his best one, or at least my personal favorite out of the three he's released since he came back to the label.
Mm.
I always liked Danica Nadeau. I don't even know how to. Sorry if I pronounce her name wrong, but
Yeah.
I just say it, Danica Nadeau.
Yeah.
I like her performance. You know, like most performances from. Oh, this audio is cutting. um, this I like most of her performances. You know, they're nothing really like mind blowing or spectacular, but they're always like good.
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
I liked her performance in her. And I
Mhm.
think AO5 Complextro is something that I low key missed. Like I wanted there to be more of, I
Mhm.
guess. And I guess this song just kind of caught me off guard in a way.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, that's all I really have to say about it.
Cool. Cool.
What about like at a 10 score? What would you say about this?
Out of 10, I
Yeah.
would probably put this. I want to say maybe like 7,
I was thinking.
7.5.
Yeah, I was thinking 7 as well.
Really? I'd probably say 9, maybe even
Oh,
9.5.
really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this one.
All right.
Yeah. It is a good produced song. So yeah.
I'd say 9.
All right.
All right.
Cool. All right. So on to the next track, which
Which
was
is the dankest of all tracks.
Oh no.
Yep. We're going here. This dumbass
Okay.
song.
Let's crank the dank, guys.
Yep. Gammer and Stonebank collabed. We can at least say that before we die.
Yeah.
Crank
I
up
mean,
the
it was
dank.
bound to happen at one point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright. Crank up the dank.
Yeah. I mean,
I had to take Latrice to the airport. I got to drive to Chandler for she had to be at the airport at like 11.
hot.
Yeah, I'll be gone. I'll
Sorry about this.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
Alright, we'll see you later.
No,
Alright.
all the stores are. Yes. Stores free. Walmart. I'll be back in a few hours.
Alright, see you later, Ma. Love you too. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
It's all good.
Alright, so anyway, dank up the crank.
Yes, dank up the crank. I was not expecting to be impressed by this song.
Really?
And to be honest, I wasn't really. The only thing that really caught my attention was the second half of the drop, the trap style drop. I
Yep.
thought that was really interesting. I actually really like that drop a lot, and I wish that was just the drop. You know, if
Yeah,
they
no.
if they didn't have the hard style drop at all, you know, the track would have been, you know, okay. You know, I feel like the hard style of it and that lead sound with the hard style drop, it just didn't like correspond with me. You know, I mean, I guess production wise, you know, it's all right, but I wasn't. I'm just not particularly a big fan of it. The only part I really liked was just the second half of the drop. So,
Mm.
I agree completely with that, actually. And if the trap part wasn't in the song, I probably wouldn't like it at all. But yeah, it was a good switch up.
Yeah.
If it had just stuck with the hardcore, I think it would have been pretty. Well, it's not boring, but pretty standard. I think
yeah,
in terms of these two artists collabing on it, I mean, sometimes they're known for making questionable, repetitive stuff, but I think they pulled off a good song here.
Well, I also came across this song on the podcast, and I heard this, and I was like, what in the hell? Like, I was listening, and I hear this lead sound. It's like, beep, 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 beep.
yeah. Jesus Christ.
And I was like, oh my god. And I listened to the whole thing, right? Oh my god. Okay, so the trap parts that you mentioned earlier, those are definitely like the best parts of the song, because that's clearly Stonebank doing that.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know, you can definitely hear that.
Yeah.
But that lead sound will like it'll be the death of me. It sounds like someone's whining at me. Like especially at the second drop. It was like
Oh yeah.
It was like, oh my god. But yeah, I'll never listen to that song unironically ever again.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be checking it out again.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
So score out of 10. I think I
Out
probably
of
have to,
10,
yeah, I think I probably have to give this one a 4, maybe a 5 just for the trap section, but you know.
I would probably put it around a 2 or a 3.
I'd go with 4 as well. It'd be probably a 2 or a 3 if it didn't have the trap part, but I like that part a little bit, so
Yeah.
I'll go 4.
Yeah. Trap part and production are alright. You know,
Yeah.
everything else just kind of fell in a ditch for me.
Yeah. All right. So next track, where do we go?
What?
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This one
This
from Mazer and Run.
yes.
First of all, I want to say that I'm very happy we're getting more D&B on Instinct because
Yes.
it's been too long.
No. Yeah. Honestly, this track out of the whole entire week, my favorite one. Let me just say, the production on it, the flow, it is absolutely superb to me personally. The melody is just, to me everything for melodic D&B, just checks off. The vocals are good, the lyrics are actually not childish or whatever. They're actually pretty good. I thought the D&B drop, that was really good. I definitely thought the drum pattern was definitely nice. Of course, a little bit standard, but along with the melody and stuff, it was very nice. What really caught my attention was the drum step drop, the second drop. I was like, I love fast drops, but like a really fast tempo with like kind of like a very spaced out beat pattern. I really like that personally. So I definitely thought that the structure of the song, the song just hit it out of the ballpark. I have been having that song on repeat all day. So yeah, I definitely think it's a good song on Instinct. So
It is a very vibey song for sure.
Definitely.
So, first of all, yeah, lyrics, very good job from Run,
Mhm.
and the vocals themselves are very good. I enjoy them a lot. When I listen, it's like I don't know. I feel like it goes to a different place and just like floating,
Mm-hmm.
and very spacey. Even though it's not space themed, but it's like
Yeah.
atmospheric almost. Yeah, so I've been listening to this song quite a bit. I'd probably put it second out of all the songs we've had so far this month, behind Eden. I'd put Eden first.
Mm.
But very very good. The drum set job, like you mentioned, was a good switch up. And yeah, I'm a sucker for DNB, so of course I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I can't say that I really liked it, but I absolutely don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for Instinct's songs. Like Instinct D&B it's not really my cup of tea, but like if done in a specific way, then it can really like grab me. I think after this song, I'm really starting to grow on Mazer's style
Mm.
because he did a remix of Hallian's Dream in Code. Yeah, Dream in Color.
Yep.
And that's my favorite one out of the whole EP. So seeing him on Instinct was pretty nice. And I like it. Nothing too spectacular, in my opinion. I think I like the vocals. The vocals are nice. And Run's performance was definitely it was definitely good. I liked it. I like it. It's again nothing spectacular. Just nothing horrible.
Yeah.
That's all I really have to say. And I think out of 10, I would have to put this at probably like a 5.
All right. I think, well, obviously based on my opinion, I really enjoy the song. So like out of 10, I'd probably give it a 9. 9 out of 10.
All
I'm
right.
probably somewhere in between you two. I'd go with a 7 for this one.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about the Bishu one.
Yep.
Get to Know Me, featuring Mr. Blonde. I always like that name, Mr. Blonde.
Mr. Blonde, yeah.
All right. So this is coming off of his EP, Hallie to Calorie, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Right. I haven't actually listened to the full thing yet, just this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet.
Oh, it hasn't? Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
He's had one single drop already off of it, but And I
Well,
already
there's this in Control.
yeah,
That's
Control.
obviously gonna be
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
That's a yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't listen to the full song because I wasn't actually aware that it came out. I only like heard a snippet of it like this morning.
Uh,
From what I heard, you know, simple future bass, with that touch of Bishu in it,
Yeah.
obviously I can definitely tell that his sound is kind of evolving because like if you compare his recent releases with his older releases, I can't really say they're the same. It's
Yeah.
definitely changed a bit. I feel like he's kind of gone a bit more simplistic, more modern. I feel like
Yeah.
with his older releases, he was a bit more experimental with his stuff.
Yep. That's
Um,
true.
so, I mean, I haven't heard the whole thing, so I can't really give my honest opinion on it. But based on what I heard, which was, just a snippet of the drop, it just seems like, just a future-based song. So,
Okay.
So when I went into this, I wasn't really expecting much because I'm not a huge fan of Bishu in general,
mhm.
especially with his latest one. I wasn't a big fan of it. But after listening to it, I thought that this was actually pretty decent, and I would say it's definitely in his top half of songs to date. I enjoyed the vocals from Mr. Blonde. As is per usual, I generally like her style of singing, at least. And Future Bass is pretty hit or miss for me, but I'd give this one a pass. Pretty good song.
Okay. I have to agree with those points. I do think that I'm not a huge fan of Bishu. Like, I like a few of his. I think Bomb is pretty neat, even though is very much hated by a lot of the community from what I know. It's hated a lot. And I adore Rituals. Like, that's definitely my favorite from him. But when it comes to like his Instinct style, I'm not a huge fan. But I would probably say this is my favorite of his Instinct style. Like it's basic future bass. Future bass. Sorry, yeah, but yeah. I'm hearing like myself through the head screwing my speech up. But when it comes to his future bass, this is my favorite from him by far. And I think that his new EP, if it's going to be sort of based around this sort of style, then I think I might be looking forward to it. Much like with Where Do We Go? It's nothing like spectacular, but I do enjoy it for what it is. And Mr. Blonde's vocals are definitely, they're good. And I would probably have to put this on the same rating, 5 out of 10.
I'd probably give it I don't know, probably 6 or 7, somewhere in that.
I mean, obviously, I haven't heard the whole song, so I can't give like a real accurate judgment on it. But based on what I heard, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. That's why I asked about it, because I didn't think that a lot of people heard the whole song.
Yeah.
Because I certainly did. And the second drop's not really that different. It's just like the second half of the first drop. But yeah.
Alright.
What's the next song? I forgot. Oh yeah, Gunslinger.
Gunslinger. Yep.
All right.
Easily my favorite Uncaged release by far.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, pegboard nerds have kind of gotten this reputation for switching their style. Well, maintaining the same sound, but like switching up of genres quite a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah,
how
that's true.
Virtual Riot does his music now.
Mm.
Like, you know, you can see him on Disciple like doing these hard hitting bro step bangers, and then you'll see him on like Spirited with his Still Kids EP, like, you know, mild future bass tracks. So that's kind of like the direction I've seen Pegboard Nerds take, or over the few couple years.
Mm.
But like lately, I've seen them like kind of stay towards the kind of hard hitting banker side. And I
Yeah.
have to say, like Gunslinger, I mean, I enjoy like the reggae vocals from MC Moda. I think they were decent for what it was. The overall beat of it was good. Drop, you know, classic bro step drop. Um, I particularly like the second half of it more than the first half, just by a little. I thought that the use of the leads was pretty interesting. Very nice bass work, obviously. Um, Second drop isn't really too different. I think the only difference is like really the drum pattern, if I remember. But overall, it's decent for what it is. You know, decent Pegboard Nerds work. So
Yeah.
Yep. It's been a while since they've been on the label. I think like a few months at least, right?
mhm.
So it's cool to see them back. I mean, obviously they didn't leave because they're pretty ingrained into Monstercat.
Why
But,
would they? Monstercat's their blood.
Exactly.
They
But-
breathe Monstercat.
So yeah, when I went into this, the intro with MC Moda's vocals, I like them. Is pretty cool, pretty nifty. And everything up until the drop, I was like, this is setting up to be a pretty good song. But when the drop happened, I was like, well, this is just pretty classic, you know, normal bro step, drum step, drop. Wasn't that impressed by it. But it, with the vocals and the theming of the song, I think balances it out.
Mm.
Overall, though, I feel like they could have done a little bit better on this one.
Yeah. Same here. Like I like their Uncaged stuff. Right. I think their what was their last release? I can't even remember.
Wasn't it like they?
It was the EP, wasn't it?
Yeah, the EP.
Oh yeah, the Full Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that shit was back in like July.
Yeah. so-
So yeah, their return-esque release. This one's hard for me because it's okay. Watching the lyric video that the channel uploaded,
Mhm.
it gave me a lot. The video itself gave me a lot of like self-destruct vibes.
Yeah.
Like, when you're looking at the artwork for
Mhm.
self-destruct, you watch the video, you'll understand why I feel like that way.
Yeah.
And when it comes to MC Moda, sorry, the thing keeps cutting out for some reason.
That's all right.
I'm not a huge fan of MC Moda. Like, I'm not huge on reggae vocals.
Mm.
And the past 3 songs he's been a part of haven't really done anything for me to change my view on that. But I feel like he was like definitely better for me. And I can't really put my finger on why. That's a weird thing for me. And it's kind of funny because when you hear his vocals, like when he starts, singing, it's almost like a reggae beat in the background.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because it was like, "Bah, bah, bah, bah."
If you can call it singing, that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it singing. I can't really call it rapping.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah, sort of like that. But the song itself, I like it. It's not as good as their so-called recent stuff, I feel.
Hmm.
I think it could have been better. Like, it didn't feel like a whole like ton of effort was put into it. At least just hearing it. But who knows? They could have had like a million different like tracks on that thing. But overall, I like it. I can't say that I love it. It's a little too basic. Like, I wanted a little more variety. But other than that, it's a solid song. And I would probably have to give it I'm arguing between a 5 or a 6. Yeah.
I would probably give it a 6 out of 10.
I'd stick with a 5 for this one.
All right. Next track, we got
Next and
Internet
final track.
Boy.
Dion Timmer.
Yep.
Yeah.
My boy.
Yes. The boy. The boy.
The boy.
The boy. This
As
track
MC
was...
Moto would put it. The boy.
The boy. The boy. This track was interesting. I mean, nothing surprising coming from Dion Timmer. I feel like he's kind of established his sound by now since he's been on the label a bit now. Like when he first began, I feel like he was still trying to find it, but like now, with like releases like Till I Make It and Shiawase, I feel like he's kind of established his sound now. This track, nothing too special. I feel like production was, pretty good, pretty good 4x4 beat, it was all right. Nothing surprising coming from him, so I thought it was an overall solid Dion Timmer song.
So, going into this, I was already a big fan of Dion Timmer, especially from Shiawase. I was a big fan of that song. Commercial house in general, I'm not a huge fan of. Even like looking at Vice Tone stuff, definite no for me. I just find it way too generic. But this does a good job of making it pretty ungeneric, I'd say, in my opinion. Especially vocals from Micah Martin. I'm not a huge fan of his singing or screaming or whatever. If you look at the LP he did with Keizo, I believe.
Oh,
he was featured. Yeah, Overload. That was questionable.
No, Holy.
Yeah, well, he also was featured.
Overload? Oh.
He had an LP with Keizo, yeah. But yeah, it's a good song. I like the drop. For a house, it's pretty good. And yeah, that's about all I have to say for it. Really, nothing much.
Okay. This one's a tricky one because I like Dion Timmer. Dion Timmer. And I do agree that he definitely was trying to find a sound back in 2016. Panic and all that other stuff. But I think ever since, I want to say Shiawase, however the hell you pronounce it. I like it. Like, I think he definitely found the sound he was going for.
Yeah.
And it definitely shows within his recent release. Within his recent releases. Killing myself today. But not really. I think with songs like what's it called? The Right Type and Leave. Those are my absolute 2 favorites from him, I would say. And he has this thing, right? I'm gonna go off on a tangent. But he has this thing. I don't know if he does this on purpose or not. It's just something I noticed. But in the right type and leave, he has this thing where the vocalist kind of like goes out of tune for a split sec during like the build-up. Like in Leave, it'll be like da 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 da. It's just something I know, and I was kind of hoping for that here because it's kind of a quirky thing that I like, and I didn't hear it. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, but as for the song itself, I think I like it. Like, it's probably my least favorite from him and his recent stuff ever since like iOS. But I like Michael Martin's vocals. I think they're interesting. I think they have a nice little contrast with the style of the song. Vocals are very much screamy-ish. Like, he yells a lot. Whereas like this song is kind of like chill way.
Yeah.
Or at the very least melodic. But yeah, I like it. Again, nothing spectacular. But
Also, I gotta say, in terms of it being the next song on the Rocket League thing that they got going, when you load up Rocket League, for those of you who have it, it's a very good choice, I think, for them to put that as the opening song.
I should probably talk about that too. The new Rocket League shit.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
All right, so wait, what do we want to score the song before we?
All right. I'll give it 8 out of 10. Pretty good song.
Okay.
7 out of 10. It's decent.
I'd probably go for like a 5 or 6. Kind of on par with Gunslinger.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, it was recently announced that, from my knowledge, that the Monstercat and Rocket League EPs are gone, and they're not doing like the special month or whatever. They just have like a compilation of songs for the game. They just kind of like release the song, and I guess it just gets selected to be in the game, just whatever song it happens to be. Like last week, Tokyo Machine's Play was picked as like the first song to kick this thing off.
Reasonable enough.
And now we have Internet Boy as the first Instinct song to join this new thing. And personally, I'm not a fan of this. Like, I'd much prefer to have like the EPs released. Not only because it provides more content for ranking channel thing, but I find it more interesting to just kind of like see what the artworks too. Like, it's fun to see what the artworks are just based on the artist. It's always fun to see what that's like. It's probably like a business decision.
Yeah.
For them, like something to like save money or make money on. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's an odd decision. You know, I definitely did like when, like, you know, they had the EPs, you know, like going back from like Uncaged to Instinct to Uncaged to Instinct. I thought, you know, those are kind of cool. It definitely provided for more diversification on the label, since they, you know, split into Uncaged and Instinct. You know, they're having more stuff on there. And I think that, you know, that was good for the audience. I think they liked that. But this decision, I don't know how to go about it, because now everything is just gonna like kind of seem standard again since the label division.
Mm.
Nothing really special to look forward to anymore relating to, Rocket League. The game just automatically picks a song from the week,
Yeah.
what song they think is the best, and people can't really have, it's not up to the people, it's up to the people who control the game, the game developers or whatever.
Yeah.
They're the ones making the decisions about which songs they personally like, they personally want to be on the game. I don't agree with that factor of this decision. If they made this decision, I would think they would, let the people decide what song they want, like out of the week, to be on there. And whatever, like majority vote is, they should put
Yeah.
that because, that appeals to the people. I mean, once in a while, the song that they select, that might appeal to the people because, majority of the people will like that, but I don't think it'll happen very often. And I just think it's kind of, I don't know, it just kind of lost its purpose. I don't know. I feel, like MCAT has always kind of tried to like get its community as involved as possible recently. But like this, I don't think it was a good decision, community wise from the perspective of their audience, So
Yeah.
that's just my opinion on it.
It certainly does take away a lot of the cohesiveness of the previous short compilations, 6 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Because we used to be able to like wait for the next one to come out, and then whenever the first one would come out, I'd be pretty hyped on finding out what the other 5 were. But now they're just going to either come out like once a week or so, every few songs, and it seems kind of at random or out of the blue when the next one going to happen, unless there is a schedule, which I'm unaware of at the moment. But I'm not really quite sure why they would split it like this. In terms of like business decision, I guess it might be useful to like promote more music to the audience who play Rocket League. But in my opinion, I'm not a fan of the change. I would have liked to see them stick with the compilations.
Yeah. I think the compilations are, I think they're more, what's the word? I guess, like, I don't even know what the word is. Like they feel more exciting if they were like the EPs as they were. Like you said earlier, like one song would be released, and then it'd be like, oh shit, what are the other 5? And you have to wait for that, like, 2.5 week section to just like get the whole EP out and figure out all the songs. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this new system. I don't know. It's a lot more unappealing to me personally. But yeah, I think it would have been much better if they stick with the EP stuff.
Yeah.
Like Volume 7 or no, Volume 6.
But then, yet again, I can like understand why they kind of discontinued the EPs, because if they just kept doing that, I mean, there'd be a heck ton of them. They would just be continuous and continuous. Eventually they'd have to end it. So I can see from the label's perspective, we can't just have like all of these EPs. That's a heck ton. So if we just like make an agreement with the game, we have a song a week that's on there, not always, a special EP or whatever, that's fine. You know, now that I see that, I can see both sides of it. But then yet again, I feel like the EPs were kind of fresh whenever they were being introduced. You know, it's always a time where like, you know, the people get excited because like you said, you know, like first song is released. Oh, you know, what are the other five? You know, you're always gonna be looking forward to that. Now that that's gone, you know, it's I don't think we really have anything fresh anymore to look towards to except for the compilation albums, you know. Which is, I mean, it's just standard Monstercat, you know.
Yeah, it brings me a lot. Like, it brings me back to the days of like 2017 Monstercat. You know, before they had Rocket League and Monstercat Volume 1.
Yeah. Was that 2017?
Yeah, that was like mid 2017.
No, yeah, it was, yeah. I don't know why. I thought it was 2016 for a moment. No, but that was like 2016 was the 5-year anniversary. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like before that album came out, that was just like, you know, that's what it feels like right now.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I don't really have much to add.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're gonna have God, what's his fucking name? Half an Orange. Dude.
Oh no! Oh dear.
Great.
I don't know this. It's a duo, right?
Yeah, it's a duo.
It's a duo.
So,
that's what I thought because like I see the artwork and I'm like, oh, it's the duo. Okay. I'm not too huge on their work. It's too popish to me, kinda. It's kind of like it's almost like, you know, mainstream is being brought to Monstercat, and I don't know if I like that because the reason why I got into Monstercat in the first place is because it's a break from mainstream EDM. You know what they come out with is versatile. It's different, unique. That's what I like about the label. When artists come and then they introduce mainstream works, and I noticed that Monstercat has definitely been accepting a lot more of those recently.
Fucking slander.
That name is banned from this podcast.
Yes. No more slander.
No more slander. Yeah. The word is forbidden. But yeah, I feel like, you know, their style, I mean, it's definitely one that is different from everyone else's, but I feel it definitely appeals more to the mainstream audience. You know, it's kind of like that popish, summertime, feel good kind of songs.
Yeah.
You know, so with this new release, I think it's a cross label release, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to it personally. So, yeah.
It's not exactly a cross label. It's more like Monstercat. Okay, so this Echo Fox or whatever.
Yeah.
I was doing like research on them, and they're like this esports team.
Oh.
Which
okay.
really confuses me. Like I don't know how that's gonna work.
Okay. Like, can I just say something now that you brought that up?
Okay.
First Ninja. Now esports team.
Yeah.
Does this? What?
I don't know. Maybe they're just like maybe they're just gamers.
Yeah.
They're low key gamers.
But how can they be gamers and produce mainstream songs?
I don't fucking know. We've had Nitro Fun since 2014.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But yeah. But anyway, I was doing research on this Echo Fox, and they're like this esports team, right? And I was watching the Miller News.
Yeah.
If any of you guys watch it.
Yeah.
And he explained it as if it was like a collaboration, an artist collaboration. And I just wanted to get this, you know, cleared up and out of the way. Not an artist collab. You know, Monstercat with esports. because in his video, he explained it as if it was an artist collab. So I just wanted to clear that up and say it's not for those of you watching. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see. I like Half an Orange. You know, I think for Instinct, and especially for Monstercat, their style is definitely unique for the label, not necessarily for music in general, but you know, just for the label. And I like Old Friends. It's definitely my favorite from them. Left Behind, I like it. I can't stand Given Up. Easily their worst release. I don't know. A lot of people disagree with me.
I think a lot of people seem to like Old Friends as well.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I find it kind of boring, even if it's supposed to be, you know, like a chill type song. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, even Half an Orange in general. I'll give them a pass, but there's really nothing I would return to in their works.
Interesting.
But that's, you know, personal opinion.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm going to be sticking with full oranges for now. Orange for me.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because they're a duo.
So if one of them goes off, do they become a quarter of an orange?
Yeah.
Quarter orange.
Quarter orange. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to see what they plan on doing with this Echo Flock.
Yeah.
Giving up. They gave up.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I can't stand that. That's by far like the most baffling release to me, like all year. I just can't.
Not so hot.
Oh, and the music video. Don't even get me started with the music video.
What was the point of the video?
No, there was no point. Nothing at all.
Like, what?
It was the same old, I want to get with this girl sort of music video.
I don't know why, but the music video almost reminded me of like a Chainsmokers lyric video.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
reminded me so much of that, and I was just like, why?
Yeah. I don't know. And that fucking, the end skit, the animation thing, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I'm watching this music, and I'm trying to take it seriously. But then, like, out of nowhere, they pop up this weird-ass cartoon that has nothing to do with anything. And I'm watching it, and it's just like, we love our leader! Woo!
I didn't actually see that part. I kind of gave up after the first drop.
You gave up on giving up. Good job.
Good pun.
So I can kind of imagine what you're talking about here, but I have not seen that.
Oh my god, it's so bad. It's like this poorly animated. It's like this. Okay, there's like oranges in a fridge, and they start playing like thing of old friends for no absolute.
Okay, I have to see this.
I can't understand of it for the life of. Like it's just mind blowing how retarded it is. I'm sorry, it's just dumb. Oh my lord.
Jesus Christ, the orange is fed. God
And it's like a third of the music video too.
What the hell is that language? I will hug you to thank you.
I will hug you to thank you.
What the heck?
I can't. It's so bad.
If they're half an orange, how come all the oranges there are full though?
Because they don't know what the hell they're doing. That's my theory. I'm starting to think their first two songs are accidental.
Half an orange is just as confused as we are.
Well, they have half a watermelon. Does that mean there's a tease of a future collab there?
Yeah, half a
Whoa.
watermelon.
Whoa.
It's their new project name.
Half a watermelon.
I like the. I think it's a donut in the fridge.
Yo,
It says
literally,
like, what the fuck?
they literally just
Yeah,
like
why is
create,
there a donut?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
just
Who
like
the fuck
imagine.
puts a donut in the fridge?
No,
I
like,
don't know. Maybe
just
some people do that, but I don't know.
just imagine like them creating like all these side projects with like just like naming every single fruit possible and just putting
Half an apple.
half an apple, half a banana, half a mango,
Have a grape.
half
It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's the weird. I don't know. It's just funny to me. I don't know.
Yes, let's all take half an orange as a joke now.
I'm starting
least-
to. Like, honestly.
Yeah,
Like, whenever this new song of theirs is End of the Moon or whatever.
yeah.
If it's if it's another music video, just like Giving Up, I think I'm just gonna start taking them as a joke now. Because it's just like I don't understand what they're doing.
No, I can just see it now, right? The whole video is a cartoon, right? It's them in astronaut suits, but their faces are half an orange,
Oh my
and
lord.
they're just walking on the moon. That's all they're doing.
Oh my god.
And then at the end, they do some freaking shitty skit, and then and then out of nowhere, all of these half fruits join them, and they're aliens, right? Right? And they're like, wow, that's so cool. We should join them. They're just like us, right? Music video ends. Boom, bam.
Think about this. What if the moon is a half?
Half the moon.
Half the
Yeah, guys, the dark side of the moon actually is just no moon.
It does
the
make
other
sense.
half of the moon is an orange. It's just dumb. If the music video actually turns out like that, then I think I've lost faith. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
like it just kind of cements my opinion that they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. They lost their path.
In the trailer, weren't they like fishing off of the moon or something?
Yeah, they were like sitting there. I think there was just like a dock or something,
Dang.
but like they were fishing off the
Dream-
moon.
DreamWorks comes out of nowhere and copyrights them.
The moon turns into the dream. Da, 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 da. That's great.
Shark comes out of nowhere.
That'd be the best music video ever. Like if that happened. Shark comes out of
Yeah, just if they have a skit at the end. If they have a skit at the
Get
end.
off of my moon.
just like Shrek comes out of his bathroom, right? And All Star stops. I mean,
It's a
start.
half an orange remix of All Star.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my god. That would be amazing.
Yes, it would. If they actually did that, okay, I would take them as a joke, but I would take them for like, okay, they're doing this intentionally. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. This is great.
Yes, it is awesome.
What else? There's a new Pixel Terror coming out called Maxima. I don't know if y'all have heard the preview.
I've heard it preview.
I have not yet.
Oh, okay.
But
There's a short thing on, like, if you look up the song and there's like a Reddit page, there's a preview.
well, I'm a pretty big fan of Pixel Terror, so I'm sure I'll like it.
Yeah, it sounds interesting from like the 20 seconds I've heard of it.
Yeah, I think their style is definitely, unique, very video game-esque. Obviously, it's in the name.
Right.
So, I'm kind of looking forward to the track, Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, speaking, I know you mentioned Miller News. I know I watched his video today. He brought up that there's a new producer for the Intercom project.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even think, like, that you could have multiple producers under one name.
Well, that's just like the basic, like the technical side of
Yeah.
like being an artist and whatever. Your name is just a project. It's not
Yeah.
like your personal name. So like
Mhm.
if you decide to leave the name, someone else can always take over.
That's
Kind of
what I
like a
was thinking.
movie. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
movie. Yeah. So like
That-
a director can leave, another one come in.
That's what I was thinking, because like then I remember like Drulu, I think only one of them actually makes the track, and then the other one does like art covers and then promotions and stuff. But like that was just kind of odd to me. So I know, like, based on that, even though the letter says that the style's gonna stay the same, I definitely think there's gonna be like some minor changes within it. It's gonna have like, same maybe overall Intercom feel, but not exactly the same.
Yeah. I can see that. Like they probably like found another producer
Mhm.
that's like has a similar like audience,
Yeah.
or at least like an amount of audience. And so like let's just say, for example, they bring in like Note Taker. And they'd be like, okay, he does similar stuff.
Yeah.
He can totally fill the shoes.
That could work pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
If it actually is Note Taker, it'd be funny. Not to say that he's bad.
Dang, imagine
Just
if it
curious.
was, and then Note Taker and Intercom do a collab. Oh wait, it's actually just the same person.
Yeah. They collab with himself.
Alright.
That'd be funny. And he acts like no one sees the message. I'm just like, this is a collab between me and Intercom.
Alright, boys.
It's like trying to get a collab between Xyla and Tokyo Machine.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait a minute.
Alright, boys. Well, this has been fun, but I have to take my leave, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well,
this is
damn good first episode.
It's been good.
It's been good.
All
You'll
right.
have to tell me if you continue without me. So,
Okay.
alright. Well, I'll see you guys.
All right.
ya.
See you later. That was fun.
There's
Alright.
there's one thing I want to ask though before we call it, and
Okay.
it's in terms of the split between Uncaged and Instinct. And do you think that since it happened once, do you think it'll ever happen again where they add a third channel? Because I've been thinking about that.
Well, they did tease that last year. They were gonna do this idea of something called Monstercat Bluegrass. It was on their Twitter, mentioned it.
I didn't see that.
And I don't think they're gonna do it again. I feel like 2 is enough for them to handle.
That's
And
true.
there's not really much you can branch out of aside from light and dark music, like heavy and light.
If you have one for like heavy and light, a good example of that would be like AU5's song, Eden.
Or like something like Kill Paris.
Yeah, Kill Paris, perfect example there.
Speaking of which, that album,
That's pretty good. I liked it.
yeah, might actually be my favorite album on the label. Like
Wow.
in terms of like artist albums, not like the compilation album.
Right. Like an LP.
Yeah, probably my favorite out of all of them. There's only like 10 of them. What else you got? You got Haywire's albums. Grab it.
Karma Fields.
Yeah, Karma Field. Laszlo, Infected Mushroom. Yeah, this is.
Do you think that the Conroe EP should count as an LP?
I think it should count as an EP. I don't know. I'm kind of like split on that because on one half there's like 9 songs on the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it should be like an album. 9 songs. Like, come on.
Speaking of Conroe, it's been a little bit since we've heard of him.
Oh yeah, he's probably working on.
Yeah.
At the very least, a new song, or maybe a collab of some sort. But at the same time, in terms of the All Eyes on, yeah, in terms of the EP, I also have to consider that the length of the EP, like time wise, is like, I think this is definitely over like 30 minutes, which, from what I understand, is anything over that time is considered an album.
Yeah, I believe so too.
So I think, I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted on that. I don't know.
It also could be that maybe when he first started the first few releases, like the singles, and have the full your EP ready or planned or whatever. So that's why it wasn't like a full album, like a full project type thing.
Probably. I don't know. That's Conroe's business.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah. What else? What else is there? Because I know there's new stuff. I think someone has an EP coming soon. Besides Bishu. Which I don't even know how to talk about that. Let's see.
Well, I know that there's a Protostar single coming up.
Oh yeah, that's right. He posted something on Twitter. It was like a circle of candle, and it said like Protostar on MC Instinct.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's pretty much confirmation. Can't wait for that. Curious to see what that is. On Instinct?
Yeah.
Protostar?
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that turns out.
I kind of have an idea of what it might be because I watch his live streams from time to time.
Oh really?
And last year he was working on this song, and it was a lighter style DNB, so it could be that, or it could be something completely different. So who knows?
Interesting. That's something to look forward to.
Yep.
And I believe, oh yeah, fucking Julian Caller's coming back next week. Song called Adventures. I don't know if you've heard the preview or not.
I haven't, but I'm seeing it on M Catalog here.
Oh, okay.
Hands up,
Yeah.
and melodic dubstep. Alright.
Yeah, it's... I don't even know. Like, just listening, it was on the Call of the Wild. And I'm hearing it, I'm like, I don't even know if this should be, like, Instinct or Uncaged. Because half of me feels like it should be Uncaged. It's a little bit on the trance side of things. But at the same time, it's got more of a melodic
heavy
feel.
enough.
It doesn't feel heavy. So maybe it more than likely will be on Instinct. But I don't know.
Well, we have been getting harder, I guess, songs on Instinct now, it seems.
Yeah.
If that counts.
Harder.
I don't know. I think Eden would count as a harder type Instinct song.
Yeah. That would definitely... Yeah, I agree with you. Because I honestly think that should have been on Cage. Just personal. But they put it on Instinct. Yes. they were just like, fuck it. Put on insane. But yeah. There's something I was gonna talk about relating to the upcoming songs, but I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my mind to it. But you know what? Now would be a good chance to talk about what you've been working on, like music-wise.
All right. Well, I don't know. I haven't actually finished anything that I'm willing to send out to the world.
Oh,
But basically, my extent of music production is making music for a game that I made this year in grade 12 computer science.
oh, cool.
So I made like the background music for it,
Oh, neato.
but that is about it. It's just like ambient stuff, basically.
Interesting. But yeah, that's fine if you don't want to. As for me, if you don't mind, of course.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I am almost done with the song. It's
Sweet.
definitely going to be a little different from my recent stuff.
All right.
A little more on the heavy side of things.
Okay. Well, I'm generally a fan of heavier stuff anyway.
Cool. But yeah, it's kind of like if it were to be on Monstercat, it would be one of those songs that's like it would be on both sides, Uncaged and Instinct. I feel. I don't know.
I must say though, Fish Freakout, very good job.
Thank you.
That was great.
Yeah, it's definitely the most jokey song. But yeah, I've got that, and I've got like fucking 20 different projects that I haven't even finished yet, and I probably never will.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes here, and when you're making a ton of shit, it's not actually shit, but as long as you know what you're doing. Half an orange.
As long as it's not half an orange.
As long as it's not half an orange. Oh man. Just like have a whole stream roasting half.
Just make sure you don't put a shitty animation at the end of the song.
Yeah. And I'll put a shitty animation at the end of this fucking podcast. Yay! Like the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I don't know. But yeah. Unless we have nothing else to... We have something else to talk about?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Alright. It's the end of the podcast.
Well, thanks for having me on here.
Oh yeah, of course. Thanks for tuning in. Same people as we'll have the same people next time probably. Unless...
Alright. Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Thanks for watching. And have a good rest of your day.
Peace.